Albright is here today. She wrote the book on getting that bikini butt, quite literally. But you got to tell your story.
Okay, great.
This started with a mean boyfriend. That's what motivated you originally.
Yes, I struggled with my weight. I used to be a size 12, and now I'm a healthy size 2. I love to eat. I can never starve. So 80% of it is food and nutrition, and then 20% of it is exercise. That also includes relaxation. So let's get to the exercise.
Hi, I'm Andrea. Every woman knows that when your butt looks great, your entire body looks great. And when women meet me, they sometimes assume I was just born with a terrific tush. Well, let's just get this out of the way right now. I'm the furthest thing from a naturally thin and fit gal. Despite the television clips like the one you just saw, and shows that feature me as a butt expert or a fitness celebrity. In fact, before I came across this one simple trick for a better butt, I was heading down the path to obesity and illness. Thanks to all that extra fat on my butt, legs, and belly, I felt like a prisoner. Like an innocent woman serving a life sentence, trapped inside my own body. And for a while, I believed I would never escape. The weight just kept piling on, no matter what I tried. And I believed I had tried it all. Starvation diets, fasting, liquid diets, low-carb diets, radical cardio, 2 hours in the gym every day, you name it. I eventually wanted to spend most of my time alone, away from parties or friends, because my entire life was centered around food and exercise. When I was eating, what I was eating, how much I was eating, obsessing over every calorie and every gram of fat, and always worrying about how on earth I was going to make it through my next marathon workout. Ugh! Honestly, it was a living nightmare. A nightmare you can probably relate to as well. Then the most amazing thing happened. All of my struggle with weight loss and my body image ended during an August afternoon on the beach with okay, I just have to tell you the truth. He's a really evil ex-boyfriend. And this, a silly little heart-shaped beach towel. I'll share that story with you in a few minutes. It's a tale of how I went from the woman you see here to this gal here. Just listen to what women like you are saying about this free presentation. Gabrielle from California says, Andrea, I can't thank you enough for making this presentation and for allowing us to watch it for free. I would have continued struggling for years with my weight and shaping my butt and legs if it wasn't for what you revealed. And my husband thinks you as well. He can't keep his hands off my tush these days. And Megan from Texas shared her story too. Andrea, as a medical doctor, I want to congratulate you on transforming your body and the bodies of countless other women, I'm sure, using a natural, scientifically based, and healthy approach to weight loss. Not only did the content inside this presentation help me lose weight, this information can also help women avoid so many health issues that I see every day. You turned all the science into baby steps that anyone can follow. So promise me you will watch this today while I still have it online, okay? Listen, I'm going to be totally transparent with you today. There are no miracle pills out there. There's not a magic machine that makes your tummy flat or your butt look like a bikini model. You have to really want this. Now, the great news is that you don't have to kill yourself to have it. What I'll share today requires no more than 90 minutes of your time each week. Not per day, per week. And some women do as little as 15 minutes, 3 or 4 times a week. And it's something that any gal at any age can do. So what turned it all around? How did I become the quote unquote woman's butt expert? Honestly, it was desperation. Along with a life-changing event with that evil ex-boyfriend of mine. Just wait until you hear what he did. I'll share that story with you in a minute. It's a story that inspired me to figure out the answer to one simple question. Why do we store so much fat on our butt, hips, and thighs? I wanted to know if there was some genetic reason why, and if there was something I could do about it. Something that would make weight loss far more simple. Sure enough, I found the answer. It turns out that one brilliant woman, a scientist at Yale University, discovered what she called the skinny gene. This is a kind of switch in a woman's body that burns fat when it's turned on. And here's how it works. When this genetic switch is turned on, your body produces more of a little protein called an enzyme. It's a weird little enzyme called AMPK. AMPK is what scientists are calling your body's energy sensor. And I call this enzyme an energy alarm because it wakes up your sleepy fat cells just like an alarm clock and a strong cup of coffee. And it gets them to use your stored body fat for energy. It's nothing you have to take. It's something your body can make on its own. Remember, when you store extra fat on your body, your fat cells are essentially asleep. And this is the odd little enzyme that jars them awake. So what are enzymes? Enzymes are little protein molecules that essentially gobble things up. And the AMPK enzyme I'll show you today likes to gobble up fat. The Medical Biochemistry Encyclopedia tells us,
once activated, AMPK-mediated phosphorylation events switch cells from active ATP consumption, for example fatty acid and cholesterol biosynthesis, to activate ATP production, for example fatty acid and glucose oxidation.
I know, that sounded really science geeky, so let me break it down a little bit. This clever enzyme in your body, once activated, and I'll reveal exactly how you activate it shortly, turns your cells into little fat-burning machines. Fatty acids is what that body fat around your hips, butt, and belly is made of, and glucose is just stored sugar. So this little enzyme literally eats body fat and sugar for fuel when you do what I'll reveal today. That's why I call it the Slimzyme. Slimzymes give you the same exact results as having been born with the skinny gene turned on. In fact, researcher and nutrition expert Lyle McDonald calls these enzymes metabolic regulators, which means that the more you have, the faster your metabolism goes. And the more fit you become. Lyle says AMPK is one of the major metabolic regulators in the liver, skeletal muscle, fatty acids, and the brain. Here's why that is fantastic news for you. Your liver burns body fat. That is its primary function. And the Slimzyme helps speed up that process. So naturally, you want the metabolism of fatty acids on overdrive. And even your brain benefits. Your mood, how clearly you think, and of course, how great you feel. These Slimzymes seem to do it all. Today, you'll discover how you can turn on these Slimzymes like a light switch. And once you do, you'll start burning more fat, and at the same time, you'll tone up your butt, legs, and thighs. Why? Because your lower body holds the key to starting up your Slimzyme factory. I'll prove this to you in just a few minutes. Now, just to be clear, these Slimzymes are something you already have inside you. And once you give them the green light, you burn more fat. Around the clock. This genetic superweapon against fat explains those lucky girls and how they get to eat all day long and still look super slim. And once you hear my story today and how I used my degree in biology and some cutting edge methods recently uncovered that turns on these Slimzymes, well, just look what happened. All the unwanted fat on my legs, hips, and butt vanished. And I no longer had a fear of being seen in shorts, a tight pair of jeans, a form-fitting black dress, and even what I thought I'd never feel confident wearing, a bikini. In fact, turning on Slimzymes has allowed me to wear all of those lucky girl clothes, the clothes I once thought were reserved for naturally thin and fit girls. You can do the same thing too. It all works for you, under the radar, simply when you do exactly